Mike McDaniel apparently is on the hot seat.
I
The
saw that
Dolphins
too.
are not happy. He's lost a ton of games in a row. I don't know if you say he got his quarterback hurt, but his quarterback's gotten hurt, and it's very controversial. What do you think the odds are of Mike McDaniel coming back to the 49ers?
I would say low, just because I do. If I, I think the odds that he gets fired
Pretty
are
low.
low, and
Yeah.
then I would say the odds he would come back because wouldn't he get an offer to be an offensive coordinator somewhere? Like
I would
actually
think so.
call
I would think
actually like
so, yeah.
call the
Or he might even
offense.
get a job as a head coach. I mean, I would think a lot of people would want the offense. Because here's the thing about McDaniel. His defense is trash. He did not pick that defensive coach. It was the ownership made him keep him. That was Flores' defensive coordinator. And I think it's clear that this guy is not – Flores was the good defensive mind. So I don't know. I mean, some teams might feel like, maybe there's something there with Mike McDaniel. I don't know.
He certainly would. I think if we didn't want a job in the NFL, I'm sure he would get head coaching college offers
Yeah, it's true.
if he wanted it. I mean,
He
I
would
think
definitely relate.
certainly I do. I don't know why he wouldn't get offensive coordinator offers, and I mean they could name him offensive coordinator in San Fran, but right, like he's not going to be the
Yeah,
actual offensive coordinator because
that's
Kyle's calling
true.
the plays.
That's true. He could be a big time offensive coordinator for a team. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, he could go coach with Robert Saleh in New York if Saleh keeps his job. Because one thing about Saleh, I don't believe in Mike LaFleur. I don't. And I think that the Jets have a good thing going over there, and they could get a new quarterback, and that Saleh's a hell of a coach, and their defense is legit, and their running back's legit, and they have good talent, but I don't believe in Mike LaFleur at all. And I think that team needs a new offensive coordinator and a serious infusion of quality control. But,
I mean
I can't.
if your guy Ken Dorsey gets a head coaching job, whatever this year, the guy that you've been touting,
The guy.
Mike McDaniel already knows the division, and if the Bills don't win the Super Bowl, it probably will because they can't effectively run the ball. Why not bring in a guy that knows a little bit about running the football? Let him have Josh Allen get a running game, and away you
I
go.
like it. I like it. Kevin says he's a new member. Thank you, Kevin Perryman White. Appreciate you. Michael Bowen, just a straight up donation. Thank you. Josh Wyatt says, I don't think the Niners can beat Mahomes, Burrow, Hurts, or Allen without turning them over. Maybe Huff's style is worth the risk. Can you really stop those guys playing conservative coverage? I mean, can you really stop those guys if you're giving up touchdowns, though? I mean, long ones? I don't know,
No,
man. I,
they turned
I yeah,
they turned Mahomes over in the Super Bowl and they lost.
they did. They turned him over
Um,
twice, didn't they?
yes, and they yes
Fred Warner
yes
and Tarvarius Moore,
yeah they the
believe,
problem
twice.
the
Yeah.
problem yeah the problem there was they couldn't score. The
Couldn't
Niners couldn't.
score. Couldn't
The
score.
Niners
20
couldn't. The
points. Not going
Niners
to get
couldn't.
it done. And
Right.
then last year,
Uh,
17. This is
right.
why I feel like, actually they could use a conservative safety at this point. Like, they're scoring hella points. Just stop giving it back to them. How many
Right.
times do we have to look at a guy completely wide ass open in the secondary? Like, it's JV football. That doesn't happen in the NFL. Wide open? Nah. Come on, man. Stop.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
the whole philosophy. Like just let them make the mistake. Let them make the mistakes, and then let your offense kick ass and score like it's supposed to do. Like and
Yeah.
then win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you can't do that, then you got to sit and you got to put Ward back in safety. I'm sorry. Michael Bowen says, can we talk about getting pressure opposite Nick? Well, they're paying a lot for Eric Armstead, who's supposedly a great player. And then I'm just saying, like, what about him? But yeah, like I actually like Jordan Willis and Samson Ebukam, but they're not those guys. You're not paying them a ton of money. They're not D Ford.
Right.
They're like edge setters.
I think the, I think they're hoping their draft pick from this year, develops. And he might, but not. I don't think
It's
this
not going to
year.
happen
Right.
this
Like
year.
it doesn't.
Nah.
Yeah. The Niners always like they get their guys to work in the second year, right? Like the
It's
first
true.
year.
It's true.
Um,
Well, they want to have
and
a very strong grown man physical team, and how many rookies fit that criteria? Like Bosa, and that's it.
yeah.
Like it's tough. Yeah, but they do a good job of getting these players, pumped up by their second year. They do. And the ones that
Yeah.
don't get pumped up tend to not stay on the team very long. Look at Dante. All right. Catching strays. Michael Bowen. We got you. Zach says, which team are you most scared of in the first round? I'm not
Green
scared.
Bay.
I don't play for the 49ers.
Uh,
But they should be
Green
most
Bay.
scared of Green Bay. I feel like that's a team that's playing its best football. And I don't think the Niners are right now.
I've said this, and people give me flack, but I think if they play the Green Bay in the first round, I think the Niners are going to lose.
Oof. I mean, I can see it, right? Like, if you're getting burned down the field by freaking Jared Stidham and Taylor Heineke, you might want to fix that before you face Aaron Rodgers. Because at the beginning of the year, I was like, man, he has no weapons. Well, Christian Watson's a weapon, and Aaron Jones is great. So that's 2 guys. Dobbs is a weapon. That's 3. I don't know.
In the NFL, it's not the best. It's not the best team. It's like the best team at the end of the year that wins.
Right.
The best and the healthiest, right?
Right.
And we've seen this before. A team gets hot, and then the other thing is, like, I know the Niners own Green Bay, but you own a team until you don't, and that happened last year with the Rams. Right? Like, oh, we won 7 in a row against the Rams, and then it didn't
also,
matter.
the Packers beat the Niners in Levi's last season. That happened last season. So
yeah,
it was close. Packers got the ball back late, drove down the field, won. Remember? I remember. Yeah. So
you remember
that would be one.
You remember?
I would be one, especially when the Niners are now all of a sudden kind of a passing team. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that secondary is really good. Maybe the Niners can run all over that team with Elijah Mitchell and Debo and stuff, but it's hard to throw on Jair.
I hope they play the Packers and they whoop the Packers, and
I think they're going to get the number 1 seed, man. I think Philly's going to collapse and lose to the Giants. Yeah, I think Philly's going down.
Would it be funny if they got the number 1 seed and then the NFL, restructures this playoff and adds an 18 and then they don't get a bye?
I don't think it's going to happen, though. RS says, I don't understand the Green Bay fear. You guys looking at who they beat. Well, they just smacked Minnesota last week, but Minnesota's gotten smacked by a few teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think the Niners should be able to go to the Super Bowl this year. If you had to look at one team they don't want to face, like, it ain't Seattle. Like, bring on Seattle. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it.